Debuting stateside in the late 80s, the Transalp is Honda's original adventure bike. For 2024, the Transalp returns as a more dirt-worthy stablemate to the NC 750X, with the reintroduction of the Transalp to U.S. shores for the 2024 model year. Honda is casting a wider adventure bike net that will now include 5 models: Africa Twin Adventure Sport ES North Carolina 750X, and CB 500X, as both the Transalp and North Carolina 750X are powered by 750-ish cc parallel twins. Think of the Transalp as the off-road option to the more streetable NC 750X. In a nutshell, we're the North Carolina 750X with less than 5 inches of front and rear wheel travel, 5-6 inches of ground clearance, and 17-inch alloy wheels, prefers paved roadways. The Transalp with 7-9 inches of front travel and 7-5 inches of rear travel, 8-3 inches of ground clearance, and rolling on 18-inch rear and 21-inch front spoked wheels, is definitely the more dirtable model. To prove the new Transalp's off-road abilities, Honda invited us to college football country to circumnavigate a portion of the PA Wilds BDR X route. Embarking from our glamping experience at Godspeed Lodging, it was a short distance to where the pavement turned to dirt. For more than 100 miles from this point, we rode on a patchwork of gravel roads through leaf-strewn state parks to more technical 2-track sections of granite, and of course some mud and water crossings. The Transalp, outfitted with more aggressive Bridgestone Trail AX41 tires compared to its stock Metzeler Karoo tires, took it all in stride. The Transalp's seating position, rider triangle, was comfortable for my 5 feet 11-inch frame. And while I had no problem with seat height for those who find its 33.7 inches from Terra challenging, there exists a 32 6-inch seat in Honda's accessory catalog. Wind protection seemed adequate for this kind of motorcycle, and while the windscreen is non-adjustable, it is designed to pop off rather than break in a minor crash. Our test bikes were outfitted with accessory heated grips that provided extra comfort during the brisk October mornings when our ride took place. The new 755cc liquid-cooled parallel twin 4-stroke powering the Transalp is somewhat of a head-scratcher. While the engine is outfitted with commonplace 270-degree crank rotation for that torquey mid-range punch, this engine likes to spin, and on the street didn't truly come alive until 2,000 revolution per minute away from redline. At freeway speeds in 6th gear, there isn't anywhere close to enough passing power. I found myself downshifting to 4th gear to bring revs up in order to efficiently get around slower moving traffic. Managing engine power. Along with engine braking, ABS and TC are Honda's 5 rider modes consisting of standard, sport, rain, gravel, and user. Of the 5 modes, only user is editable for selecting your personal preference for engine power, engine braking, ABS and TC, and for turning ABS and or TC off. For the most part, the Transalp's rider modes function similarly to other makes and models with similar technologies. But what I found I didn't like was this. If the rider turns TC off in user mode, it will turn back on when switching to another ride mode in accordance with that mode's factory preset. But when returning to user mode, not only does TC remain on, but it defaults to the most intrusive level of TC and not the TC setting of your preference. With only preload adjustability available on both the fork and shock, the Transalp's suspension is where Honda sacrificed to help make its price point. Up front, the inverted 43mm separate function Showa fork has 15 settings of preload adjustability. In the rear, there's a Showa remote reservoir shock with 7 settings of preload adjustability. During my 2 days aboard the Transalp, I couldn't find much to complain about regarding the Transalp's suspension, but I reserve the right to change my opinion if ever given the chance to ride the Transalps in an environment of my choosing. Kudos to the Honda engineers who found suspension settings that'll keep most motorcyclists happy as long as they ride within the suspension's limitations. Braking performance from the Transalp's dual 2-piston front Nissan calipers and 310mm discs, combined with its single-piston rear Nissan caliper and 256mm disc, seemed up to the task of slowing the Transalp at the speeds it'll be traveling. The motorcycle's sub-500-pound weight helps with this task, while the adjustable front brake lever is an added benefit.